my name is Ikram Ali. By profession, I'm a teacher. I'm a government teacher, and I teach chemistry in high school. And I am from Karachi, Pakistan.
It's very nice to know about you and very good morning. Maybe it's good morning, yes.
Yes.
So let me introduce myself. I am Sandhya, and earlier I was also teacher, but now I am completely homemaker. And these days, only my favorite hobby is learning this language. And I am connecting with you from Bombay. So this is all about me.
Okay, great, great. So, madam, as you have said that you were also concerned with the teaching. So, how many years you have a teaching experience in your hand?
Yeah, I have been taught the children for 7 years, and when my elder son was in 10th, so I he needed some guidance. I quit my job. Yes,
Okay. Okay.
that's also.
Mhm.
I want to ask you, what is your perspective about this language?
In what manner?
Pardon?
In what manner you want to ask the perspective of this language?
Yeah, I want to know about you. What do you think about this language?
Actually, this language is now a global language,
Mhm.
and every second person from every nook and corner of this world is speaking and understanding this language. So I think we all have to learn this language, and uh, it is the urgency of that time. It is the need of an hour because every person sitting in Pakistan, sitting in India, they are using mobile, they are using laptop. Each and everything on the laptop, everything on the mobile is in English. If someone doesn't understand English language, so how will he be using that mobile? How will he be using that laptop or tablet in English language? So it is too necessary for the Pakistani or Indian or any person who is living on this planet of the earth. He or she should learn this language.
Yeah, you are right. Totally agree with you because English language is a key of success these days.
I totally agree with you because nowadays, if someone is good at academic but he or she is not good at English language, so he can't get a job. He or she cannot get a job, good job. But if someone who is good at academic side and he also is good at English language, he or she is good at communication skills in English language, then he or she can land on a good job.
Yes, you are right.
Mm.
Uh, so, what is your learning method?
Actually, my learning method is very simple. I just listen and speak.
Okay,
Mm.
that's true. Because some. Mhm.
Mhm. Because I believe if someone is only concerned with the speaking, he or she just want to learn or to speak this language. He or she just listen and speak. But if you want to write a book in English language, then you have to know some grammar, then you have to know some other stuff, that how to frame or how to make the sentence in a very good manner. But I think if someone is only obsessed with this language while speaking, then or she should only listen and then start speaking. That's it.
Because maybe lack of time, people avoid those things. Because everyone is working, someone like housewives, they are housewives, they have lots of extra work, and a student has also extra work, and a person who has professional and a duty like their job
Mhm.
is learning this language is apart from that work.
Yes.
the reason maybe, and that's why people just they prefer listen and speak.
No, I think, as I have already told you, that if someone wants to write a book in English language, he should listen, he should speak, he should read, and then he will be able to write something. But I think if someone is only interested to speak in this language, then he should only listen. Because how did we learn the Hindi language? How did we learn the Urdu language? We didn't write, we didn't start writing Hindi. We just started listening this language. And after listening, we are able to speak. So for any language, I'm not saying that, I'm not stressing that this is only valid for the English language. This is not only valid for English language. This process or this method is valid for every language that has been spoken in the on this planet of the earth.
Yeah, but in my perspective, it depends on person to person. What is their required? What is their need? If any
Yeah.
wants to be success in 6 months and within 1 year, 2 years, so as much as possible, they have hard work. They have to do hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you know and you just want to polish your language, so in this case, listening and speaking is enough. But if you try to start learning this language from zero, so
Mhm.
obviously we have to do lots of work, hard work. And in another case, apart from that, if we anybody don't have time, in this case, people just listen and speak as well. Apart from writing and reading, because lack of time people are not able to do that work. And listening and speaking, I think they can manage easily while traveling, while whenever while walking, wherever you are, you can use your earphone and listen. But for writing part, I think and reading need concentration. Randomly we try to read any books in any hustle and bustle area, so we are not able to concentrate. So there is no need, because we can't learn in good way. We are not able to remember those grammar structure and new words. Even sometimes we can't understand method, their message, what that book wants to say.
I totally agree with you. I don't differ you on this point that yeah, it is not very convenient to write every time, but it is very convenient to listen every time. It is not convenient that one person should read, but it is very convenient that we have to speak, because speaking and listening, I think these are the easiest part, while reading and writing, these are the toughest part. So that's why people evade from these things, reading and writing, and they only prefer to speak and listen.
According to you, what is the easy method to learn new vocab?
New vocabulary.
Yes.
Okay. So what I do actually, I have that formula, and I'm following that formula, and uh, as it is my own brainchild, I think if it's working for me, I don't know whether it will be working for you or some other person, but it is totally working for me. So what happens? I only write three new words every day, and I always take that piece of paper in my pocket, and I try that whether I'm speaking or I'm conversing with someone, I try to inculcate these words into my everyday conversation.
Yes, you are right.
And say in this way, three words per day. So in a month, it becomes 90,
Yes.
and
And
in a, and in an year, it would be 10 or 1100 words. So I think if you will try to remember 20 words in a minute, in a day, it will be too difficult for you. And you will say that, yeah, it is too lengthy, it is too difficult to remember, and you will not pick up that silpa paper that you have placed in your pocket. You will not heed to that paper. But if you think that there are only three words from morning to go to bed, there are plenty of there is a plenty of time in your hand when you can pick up that silpa paper and you can read, and then you can um, use these words into your everyday life. I think that is the best way. In this way, you will not feel boring, and you will not feel that you have done something great in your life, because three words are not nothing.
Yes, but yes, you are right. I also concerned about that. And if anybody feel burden about three words, so they need to only if they take one word per day, it is also work.
Yeah, it will also be influential, because once I have also read a research paper regarding English language journey. So, in research paper, it was written that if someone wants to speak in English language, not a very fluent manner, but he can just converse and he can just get across her ideas, his or her ideas, then he should know 7 to 800 words. If
Yes,
someone wants to be fluent in this English language, he or she should be memorizing 16 to 1700 words. So I think we
yes,
are playing good with our vocabulary. We have 3000 or 3500 words, but we are unable to use these words. That is
yes.
a one biggest
People,
mistake.
what they do, sometimes people just learn vocab separately. One
Mhm.
word first they write words and then they write their meaning, pronunciation. So I think that is time consuming. If you just as you suggested, it is a good trick because I also apply in my conversation like that. And
Mhm.
sometimes I'm not able to recall that, so just I keep that paper in front of me and I try to inculcate in my sentences those words on audio call, because I can watch, I can see that. If anybody can not able to use while speaking on video call, it's okay, but you don't feel comfortable, you leave it. But when you talk to anybody on audio call, that time you keep that paper in front of you and just you try to inculcate in your sentences. That is good way, because everyone is like a beginner. I'm talking about beginner, they are not comfortable to do that. They, somebody has feel hesitation, and when they are in initial days, that time just they think how can, sometimes they focus on framing sentences, sometimes
Mhm.
they focus on vocab, sometimes they focus on pronunciation. So that way they feel hesitation. In that
Yes.
way, you use those type of words, note down on any paper and any book, whatever you feel comfortable, and you keep your diary, your piece of paper, wherever you noted down that words, and you try to connect with anybody on audio call, and you just watch that and try to use. Because sometimes in his initial days people are not able to pronounce that word in correct way, and they feel hesitation. If anybody are not able to pronounce that word in a good way, correct way, I think that person have to note both words, Hindi and in English and in Hindi. So if you are not able to you are not habitual pronounce and read in English correct word, right word, in this case In the initial days, you try to read your Hindi words, whatever,
Mhm.
create. So yeah, suddenly, if you are not able to read English word, so you write in front of that in Hindi. So you read Hindi, and
Yeah,
when once you become habitual, gradually you see in yourself drastic change.
I
And
totally
many
agree with
people,
you. I totally
Mhm.
agree with you. And this also happens with someone who is start his or her journey in any language. I don't mean that it is only valid for this English, but it is valid for every language that has been spoken in this entire universe. I totally agree with you. So whenever what happens, peoples are not consistent. They are not perseverance about any language, about any struggle that they have just started. So I'm also a teacher. So what I do in my class, what I do teach in my school. So because they are also learning, they are also in learning phase. So I say them that they have 3 to 4 years in their hand. If they start from today, if they start learning one word, so after 4 years they will be able to know the 14 or 1500 words in 4 years. And for fluent speaking, 14 or 1500 or 1600 are enough. But they do one day they write 10 words, and second day they write 20 words, and third day they say that no, if I skip that one day, then I will be writing 50 words in a day. And then they evade that rhythm, because they say that 50 words are not easy to remember. They don't do that. So what I say that if you are feeling that kind of difficulty, why don't you divide? Why don't you split that energy? Try to remember the first word from morning to the afternoon, and afternoon write jot down some new word, and from afternoon to evening you will be memorizing that word, and from evening to the night when you just go to the bed, you just remember the one word. So in this entire day, 24 hours, you will be able to memorize these three words without any difficulty. But they say the three words are not enough. We will memorize 50 words. And in
Yes.
this way, yeah,
How do you decide which word are you going to take today?
it depends. It depends that if I am familiar with the word they, I am familiar with the word the, I am familiar with the word food. So I will not heed to these words. I only think about that word which is totally not familiar to me. And I try to pick that word which is very used, which is very used, but I'm not familiar with this word, but it is used in every single or third conversation. So that's why I pick that word.
Okay. Whatever words you listen thrice and four times in your conversation, and you are not able to inculcate in your, you are familiar by listening, not in using.
Yeah.
So try to use those words because your unconscious mind is working there. Ki, what about this word? I'm listening, but I'm not able to use that.
Mhm.
Yes. Uh, so, sir, if you talk with anybody on video call, you are comfortable to use those words, whatever you noted down in your piece of paper.
Yeah, it is very, I'm very comfortable to use these words because this is not first time I'm using these words, so it is not that much difficult for me. But it was very difficult when I started that habit into my life, because I always placed that piece of paper or silpa paper right in front of my laptop. so I can see and I can use these words into my everyday conversation. But it was very difficult because I was finding some time that if she will ask me that question, that I will be using that word into my everyday conversation with him or her. But now it is not that much difficult. Any topic, whether it is any topic, whether it is any conversation, I can use these words without any difficulty or effortlessly.
Yeah, it means it is very significant point. If anybody can start any learning any new ideas and new things, new way. So we need to first consistent with that, because in initial days we try to speak or learn words, learn grammar. It is everyone find difficulty in
Mhm.
initial days when they start begin
Yes.
that journey. But gradually we are become habitual and feel comfortable to do that work. So for
Yes.
that reason, any new work, not only about English, any work, any skill, if we try to learn, we must have consistent.
Yeah,
Yes.
I totally agree with you because consistency and perseverance are the key to success. These are the keys to success. If someone is just inculcating that habit or inculcating that thing in his life for a certain period of time and then he or she skip that habit, I think that is futile, that is useless. So
So
now I have also started a new habit. What I do, because there are some younger people, they are kids in my family or in others' family. So what I do, I always say them that if someone is 4 years old or 6 years old or 5 years old, try to memorize one word in every single day. So if someone starts English learning from the age of 5 years, so in 10 years, he or she has plenty of vocabulary, but she will not be able to construct the sentence. After 12 or 13 years, he or she will be able to construct the sentence. But he or she must have that vocabulary. Because sometimes we get stuck. We get stuck because of the words, not because of the constructing of the sentence. We are good at framing the sentence, but
mhm.
sometimes we are struggling the word because we are not finding any suitable word at that moment.
Yes. Sir, while talking to you, I remember my days when I was in school. That time, teachers' method was very different. They had noted down in our diary, in our notebook, 150 words meaning at the same day. And
Mhm.
they let it be for 1 week and 1 month. We every day try to ratification. We try to by heart that word and word meaning. And after 1 week, whatever time has given by our teacher, just we uh, prepare ourselves by that date.
Mhm.
And teacher started asking to everyone. And a person who was not able to answer in proper way, they uh, beaten by their teacher very badly on our hand palms. Just
Mhm.
teacher asked us, you uh, raise your, show your palm. Ah,
Mhm.
so we afraid of that method while watching others beating by the teacher and criticized by the teacher. So we afraid sometimes, and we feel hesitate to share our thoughts and our reason why I didn't learn that word in proper way. 50% if we learn, still we had beaten by our teacher. So sometimes we feel burdened that way.
Mhm.
This way is very good for anybody learn one new vocabulary every day. That
Agree.
is easy way. While just you suggested learn one word, new word every day. So I remember my days.
Yes, ma'am. And what happens if your teachers or if your elders give you the task of 50 words and then they give you 7 days, okay? So they say that in 7 days you have to memorize these 50 words. So what happens? 6 days you do not heed to these words. 6 days you are relaxed and then you say that one day I will be memorizing these all 50 words and you memorize. What happens? You memorize. 6 days you play with kids and you don't memorize that what are these words and what I'm going to memorize. So 6 days you just waste in playing the game with kids or something else. On seventh day you start memorizing. So what happens? In seventh day you start memorizing and you memorize. But what happens? You do not retain on your mind. You don't retain in your mind.
Yes.
Memorizing is something, retaining is something else.
Yes, for 1 week, we are not able to remember that thing, but unconscious mind is working behind that. And sudden, one day you use that word, all of sudden. That day,
Mhm.
you realize, oh, I am able to remember that word. How can I use that? I'm
Yeah.
not with that. Yes.
So
So,
in this way, I think so. If I give you an assignment, then you have to write 30 pages in a week. You have to write. It is a kind of exercise. You have to write 30 pages in a week. So what will you do? You will just play 6 days, and on seventh day you start writing, and in a day you will write the entire 30 or 50 pages. But what will happen? Your writing will not be good because you are jotting it down in a very
yeah, in a rush.
speedy, in a
In a,
very speedy manner.
yes.
In this way, your writing will not be good. So
Yeah.
that's why I think that write one page every day, and
Mm-hmm.
you do not have to be a rush towards that page because
Maybe
you will.
try to
Yeah,
complete our work in a day,
yeah.
30. So our mind is not peaceful and we find rush and you get dead exhausted there.
Mhm,
So our presence of mind is not working in proper way. And if we write a single page a day, every day, so we feel very comfortable and very peace. That is good way of learning
mhm.
anything. Because
So
that
I'm also remembering one incident of my school when I was studying. So what happened? One day I bought a new copy. So the teacher gave me exercise because I was not good at writing. My writing skill was not good. So he said that Ikram, you have to complete that copy in a day. 119, 119. There were 119 pages, I think. 119 pages. So I sat in the morning and I finished before going to bed. I completed all 119 pages. So then I came back to school and next day. So he said, "Yeah, you have done great," and he patted on my back, and I think I have done my great. But he didn't say to me that why did you do all that thing? Why did you do that? Hurt yourself while sitting 4 to 5 hours in a day, and you have jotted out down all the 119 pages in a day. But he didn't say to me. But now I think I have made that mistake. I made that mistake because every day, if I start writing one page every day, then my English would be better. Now my English writing is good, but at that time, it was very bad for me, and the teacher did not also appreciate me. He said that, yeah, you have done right, but I think I have done that mistake in my life. And I'm not doing that mistake. I'm not committing that mistakes for my students. I say, write something in a very peaceful manner. There is a no rush. There is a no that to write 5 pages in a day. If you are
Very,
good at writing one page, do it.
very true. So, sir, I need to go maybe.
Mhm.
So let's call it a day. And it was nice conversation with you.
Mhm.
Yeah, it
So
is wonderful conversation. Yes, sir.
thank you so much. I'm also pleased to have you on my conversation. Thank you so much, ma'am.
And sir, thanks. Thank you so much for cooperation, your cooperation, because I got on 10 minutes late. So I'm very sorry for being 10 minutes late.
No, no, it's okay. Thank you so much.